No working.
No worky.
Uh, for some
He
reason,
was here.
He was here. You could see, and he was like, "What's going on with my stupid computer?" And then he was gone.
Yeah.
Welcome to Live with TLD, episode 212.
Wow.
I know, and I actually I gotta talk with Cody about like 3 weeks in 2 or 3 weeks in March. I'm gonna be out of country, so Cody's gonna have to build these and go live with you
Mm,
guys. I'll be gone for
that's
3 weeks.
scary.
Yeah, a little scary. He's got it.
Yeah.
I think there's some prep work that we can do to make it easier for him.
Definitely need some training. Probably a slideshow and a
We can do
diagram.
that. We were talking in the I always call it the green room,
Yeah.
the
That's not appropriate.
pregame, about me, like my last few days in the office, and how my boss's boss thought I was just going to leave them like a pile of trash to deal with. Um, and so you mentioned PowerPoint. So one of the things that I'm the vehicle manager. So like every month I got to log our mileage, how many days we drove the vehicles and what our mileage was for the month. And so I did a PowerPoint presentation. Like I took screenshots of the website, like click here, do
Mhm.
this, right? Trying to make it as easy as possible for these guys because I got friends I'm leaving behind and gonna miss them, and I don't want to leave a pile of doo doo for them. Yeah, I don't know where Walsh is. Let me see. I'll ask. Are you coming back?
Like I can't even take his thing off.
Oh, you can't. Let's try that.
I'm trying to hover over it. There
Let's
it
just do
goes.
this. There. Let's do that for now.
Delete.
Just the two of us. Um. Okay. So my son is practicing in a quinceanera, and I dropped him off, and he pointed out. He was like, "Oh, there's my friend Jude," and I said, "Hey, Jude," and he was like, "What's that?" So I was explaining the song from the Beatles. I'm like, "You don't know that song?" And he's like, "Dad, anyone who's under the age of 80 doesn't know that song." And I was like, "Hey, I'm under the age of 80, and I know that song." He's like, "You're 80 at heart, jerk."
Wow. So it's funny you say that because I was just down at my grandmother's and she has a clock that her sister gave her, and at the top of the hour, it plays a Beatles song,
Oh,
like
it does it.
a tune. Yeah,
Uh,
I thought that was
hey, what's
funny.
up, Maurice?
What up?
Tactical Java, Cody. You can take whatever of Walsh's off that you want. What?
He's
Uh,
trying. Honestly, I was proud of him. He was here early enough to talk,
yeah,
and he didn't like. Oh, I got to go get coffee. It's probably his computer, but we'll see what's going on.
Croak. I had that on 45. The flip side was Helter Skelter. Ditch Doc. What's up, Ditch Doc? I haven't seen you comment before. Welcome. He says, WTF is this? I love it.
Bro, I love the
Hands off.
logo.
Yeah, the logo is sweet.
Yeah.
Zach Fett, the Beatles is a terrible band.
Hmm.
So hear me out on this. I used to disagree with that. Uh, and then I realized I only like their hits. Like if I were to put the White Album in, there's like two songs on the White Album that I like. But I
Yeah.
used to think like, oh, the Beatles, they're the best band ever. And I had the number one, that number one CD, the red and yellow one. I used to listen to it all the time. Um, and lately, oh, look at this lady finally showing
Apparently,
up.
dude, apparently I broke everything. Like I'm in the middle of talking, then my screen goes black. They're like, "We lost Walsh," and then I rebooted and had no audio. Like okay, and now I'm good. I got reset again. I'm good. I was like,
You
sorry.
did come back and then you disappeared again. So
Yeah.
we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I
Um,
was saying to you guys I was going to reboot, and then it lost me again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Croak
Oh,
says they got overhyped, but they pretty much made rock and alt what it is today.
What are we talking about?
Beatles, the
Oh,
Beatles.
hey,
There
okay,
was,
hold on. We have to talk about something. I know you guys are in the middle of talking about Beatles, but
it's fine.
there's something hilarious that happened. and me and you haven't got a chance to talk about it. Cody knows about it too. So I'm gone, right? So a little bit behind the scenes. So whenever people leave comments on YouTube,
Uh,
it can be anybody that actually replies to, like, you can make a comment on my video. It could be Jason that replies. Like Cody, he could reply if he wants to. I don't know. He maybe he does too. But same to
I'll let y'all. I'll do all the dirty talk.
yeah. So in even like I think Zach Fett, I think he can comment as I don't know. Like he's a moderator. There's a couple different moderators, so there's a couple different people on the team. So I have to comment on this because there was somebody who made I don't know what they were so mad about. I think they were mad that they didn't get free stuff or something. I don't know, but so they were super crying about it, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not dealing with this. This guy's crying and whining. But when you look at the comments, you can click, and it'll actually it'll make like AI responded comments now. So it'll be like it'll just
give
like
you options.
yeah, you have options, and sometimes they're like off the wall. Like sometimes they're totally rude, and sometimes they're perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna eat that one. So I come back to it later, and there's this whole like obviously AI written thing, but it's like set like it looks like it was from me, and I was like, oh god, like did I click that button and it spit out like this whole half paragraph? And this guy got like, I mean, he was already
Really?
butthurt. Oh, dude, he turned like mega butthurt. So then I deleted all that. I was like, oh man, like I guess I clicked that, made this guy super angry. So I'm a little bit nicer, not a whole lot. And then I make another comment, and he's like,
Gets angrier.
super mad now. So now it's fun. And then I see Jason's comment. He's like, Cody added in there, and he's like, oh man, look at this guy. And Jason's like, oh, I responded super sarcastic. And that's when I realized I was like, oh, that's where this comment came from. And he was so angry.
I didn't get to see the angry stuff. I went back and you'd already deleted
Yeah,
it.
he
I got
already
the
deleted it.
404.
I just deleted him. I was like, what a loser.
No. Zach Fed's asking if it's a suppressor theft video. No, it was an Agilite Reaper rig video.
No, yeah. And he was just, it wasn't even the Reaper rig. No, it was the because I don't haven't even done that one yet.
The dynamic principles.
He was crying about not getting more free gear and him being in the military.
No, basically it was like you get free gear and you just LARP in your backyard while he's active duty military and he doesn't get free gear because he would actually use it for like real world stuff.
Yeah, then go like okay. Like, and the real answer is like, okay, why don't you talk to me like a grown up and maybe I'll send you some cool stuff. I'm retired. We're all retired military too. Like, guys, we've been there. We've also been in the spot where we get what we're issued and it sucks. So like maybe this is just a tidbit trick for people. Maybe don't be an a-hole out the gate. Like it's probably not going to work out in the best way. But it was hilarious. Yeah, he was all in the end of it. Yeah, how original. In the end of it, I was like, well, I'm a retired first sergeant. Like, what do you? Because he was like, oh, you're just doing all this stuff in your yard. Like, real people need to use this. And I'm like, and he's like, why don't you be more humble? Like, you need to be more humble and just take this criticism like on the chin. I was like, no. I just deleted it.
Ditchcock, he still gets free gear. Yeah.
Yeah, he still gets free gear. Yeah.
Crook. TLD doesn't have USAID money. If I would have known how easy it was to get, I would.
I guess I didn't know this story. Is it easy to get?
Gone now.
Oh,
dude, they had. I mean, just some that I was thinking of is like they paid Angelina Jolie $20 million to go to Ukraine to talk about Zelensky. They had they paid like $8 million. Was it $8 million to Politico? Some crazy amount that they were paying to Politico.
For the
and then NASA was also paying Politico for memberships. So like Politico was getting all this money. I don't know if you saw the news. Is like they cut the USAID funding to Politico, and then there was a news article about how the CEO of Politico sent an email to all their employees that said they had like a funding glitch and they weren't able to pay everyone.
That millions that we were expecting aren't showing up.
Prepper Book Club. I'm enjoying my TLD swag drop. Did you post a picture of it on the Discord? I think you did.
What's funny is every time I saw those Discord photos, I would look at them and be like, dang, look at all that cool stuff. And then I realized like we got all that. I was like, oh yeah, we picked all that stuff out.
So, yeah, I don't know who the we is.
We should do what I'm going to do just for that crappy, annoying commenter. I'm gonna give away a plate carrier to one of our members. So
today.
not today, but I'm gonna pick one. I'll pick one out, and I hope he's watching. It's just to give you a middle finger. Just that guy whining and crying. I'm gonna give one away to somebody else. As that's just not that guy. Anybody else? Like, okay,
Josh says, Jason, why didn't you not send the angry person to HR? I could have gotten a deal for signed Polaroid feet pics.
should have. We should make
Hey,
Josh a moderator.
You want to know what one of my favorite comments was?
What?
They were like, "Why is he calling us wizards?"
Yeah. Did you see that one?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I think my favorite of all time is still from like the first year at SHOT Show when Lev cursed and we put a fart noise over it. And people still to this day, like they'll do the timestamp, like, "Hey, what's up with the fart noise at this timestamp?" And my response is always, "I don't know, I don't hear it."
I don't know.
It's like very clearly there. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't hear it, dude. It's right here. It's at this timestamp. Like, no, I listened to it. I didn't hear anything.
Hey,
People
so
get angry about that.
this is kind of in the same vein, but there's nothing to do with TLD. But I've been wanting to make a channel called Gaslight My Soul or Gaslight Your Soul. You just make nonsense up. Like, man, this is my first time ever going to McDonald's, and like you eat it, like, it tastes just like chicken nuggets, and it's like a hamburger. Like, no, it doesn't. Like, everything you say is nonsensical. Like, I've never been here before. Like, yes, you have. Like, quit lying to everyone. There's no way you haven't. I've never pumped gas before.
It's stuck. I love this place. These are my people.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome. Do I know? I don't know if we know.
No.
Ditch Talk, welcome. Oh, I see his first comment. He's like, "WTF is this? I love it."
Yeah.
This comes in. This Walsh is just bitching. So yeah, I'm gonna give away a plate carrier. We'll do it next week. I'll pick one out. I don't care what it is. And that guy's. I hope he's watching. Why did he give it away? Just to make that. Maybe the make commenter mad giveaway. That's what it's gonna be called. Make that whiny commenter mad giveaway.
I love it.
So I'll pick out a good one.
Why does this water taste like chocolate? It's not milk. It's tea.
Hey,
Tactical Java Walsh. The never pumped gas people before exist.
Oh no, I've met them. Cody and I. Well, I don't know if. Go ahead, Cody.
Oh, dude.
I was going to say people in New Jersey don't know how to pump gas.
Yeah, or Oregon. Oregon, you got to like have some. I think they changed it when COVID came around, but in Oregon, like, dude, if you grab that pump to start pumping your own gas, it was like you're stealing from someone's kid's college fund.
Well, because that's basically how
they do that.
They built some of the economy around it. That's the issue. Was like that's how they made jobs, and it's like, well, if they don't have those jobs, what are those kids going to do? It's like, I mean, maybe find them better jobs, like, like I don't know.
It's a fancy thing to do.
But we've had people who didn't know how to pump gas. But can you help me pump gas? With disgruntlement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find something. I'm gonna find it'll be a good carrier too. Be like, wow, like, hey, there you go.
Shaw V2.
Oh yeah, well, I hate that thing anyway. So yeah, maybe that's a good one.
We were talking earlier on about my job, like not leaving my job to pile of garbage. So one of my coworkers, I was telling him about my experience today. He was like, "Dude, thank you so much for not, like, I know you could just like middle fingers, like bat flip this place. Thanks for not doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I like you. I'm not gonna leave a pile of garbage for you, but I want to."
Yeah, it was before we got on. Me and Cody were like, we brought it up, like, "Are you gonna leave a pile?" Me and Cody, like, our eyes leapt, like, "Oh, I would totally do that." Did you tell them why I wasn't here last week? And the story behind that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so
that you were so far behind.
Yeah, just so you guys know. Oh, Andrew, that's awesome, dude. That he won. He was the other guy that won the snack.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's commenting from Rumble as well.
Oh,
so
nice.
He's our first Rumble winner of ever.
So guys, I wasn't here last week because I was so far behind on working on videos, and then it was like the next day I realized that I was working on the video 2 weeks ahead of now, and I was 2 weeks ahead. I wasn't behind at all. I messaged Jason. I was like, "I'm sorry, man. I got completely lost."
Well, we had Dan from Dynamic Principles on, and I was like, I don't know if I can say this, but I think Walsh is working on a Dynamic Principles chess rig video. And Dan was like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
we are doing some cool stuff. That's not the one we're working on. The Agilite one, so we could talk about that. That's the one I was working on, but that doesn't come out until
he's
later.
lying. I was gaming with him.
The best. Okay, we watching the live. No, man, we got stuff we got to do. But we are going to do some of Dan's chest rig too. His does a lot of cool stuff where it actually integrates. That's some of my some of the things I don't like about some chest rigs, on top of everything else.
Yeah. So Disc Jock's asking if we're on Rumble. Yeah. So we go live every Thursday, YouTube, Twitter, or X, and Rumble. So if you can't find us here, that was the other thing I forgot to tell you. Like Dan almost got us shut down last week.
I think I actually have to go in and fix that video.
Did he tell you?
Yeah, he did.
He was like, check out my EOTech, and he like pulled us out. I was like, like trying to figure out how to take him off.
He messaged me. He's like, I learned through the live chat that you're not supposed to handle weapons on the live. Like, oh no, you cannot do that.
Like, you can be like, hey, there's an AEMS, and I really like it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll grab it. Yeah, he was like, oh, I learned real fast.
He didn't like grab it. It was like next to his desk. He was like, check this out. Like, ah.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I'm about to blow your whole channel up.
Bailey says Rumble is just a stream of their feet.
How awesome would it be if, like, hold on, how funny would it be if we did a Rumble, like, it's like, hey, it's the same exact live chat, but yeah, it's just our feet. Like well, why? Like, because it's Rumble. There's all eight of you over there are gonna enjoy the feet video.
We'd honestly probably get more views on Rumble than we would YouTube.
They're weird people over there.
Sturgis, just to mess with
our OnlyFans.
Pick a few members. Tell them they are getting some really cool stuff all the time, knowing you aren't really going to send anything.
We won't do that to our members.
Not to our people. You guys will come find me. Like Croak knows where I live.
We'll do that to random haters.
Yeah,
I'd watch that. Josh, thin feet defense.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, I need to get Josh. I got to find a way to make him a moderator.
It should be your goal to get kicked off YouTube each week.
It's easier than you think.
Thin line defeat.
If you put in a video like, hey, this is a video about this, like, no, we think it's a video about this, then they start flagging your video, and like then they don't promote your video because you're not marking it correctly. Dude, there's so much shenanigans with YouTube. It's been nicer lately. Like, it seems like nobody cares anymore, which is fantastic, but it was really bad.
So I will say Ditch Doc's starting to scare me because he's like, oh, I love this place, so many feet. So we do have a rule that if you ever want to show us a picture of one of your guns, like on Discord, it has to include feet pics.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
That's why. So actually recently, I will take pictures and I'll realize there's not feet in them, and I will go back and redo it just for Cody, because he'd be like, Walsh, why do you always do that?
Hey, did you notice the other day in another chat that Walsh and I are in, somebody posted a picture of their floors and their feet were in it. I made a comment.
You did immediately.
He didn't even do it on purpose.
No. I think that's the best part. I never did it on purpose, but it always just happened to be there. And be like, dude, why do you always have those finger toes just sticking out everywhere? Like, oh, it's ridiculous.
You're like real life beast, swinging from branches from your feet.
Yeah.
Ditch Doc. So what about Tulsi getting in there? Yeah, and RFK both got confirmed today. Yeah. Barely.
Who's going to be? How's that new ATF lady doing?
Oh, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi?
Yeah. Is she going to do? Is she doing anything? Like, gotten anything? I missed the 2 ways talk guest last week.
Yeah. So, Joe, you should have seen it, man. Joe was on fire.
Yeah.
And it was funny because he's talking about, I don't know if you saw the video of the dude who his machine, it was ruled that he was allowed to keep his machine gun, but the ruling was just for him. So like the ATF had to return his like unregistered machine gun back to this guy. And Joe was like, this is effing awesome. This is fantastic. Like, look at all this stuff. And Croak is commenting, like, but it only applies to him. It's not like the whole 5th district or anybody.
Yeah.
And then Croak says something like, I feel bad. Like, I don't want Jason to read my comment now because like I'm going to rain on Joe's parade. And then I finally read it and Joe was like, no, I understand. Yeah, I know. But it's still awesome that the ATF has to give him his machine gun back.
And it's interesting though, because then there's kind of this this air of fear, right? There's a lot of that, like, well, what's really going to happen? And it's kind of like what we're seeing with the suppressor thing. We're like, well, wait a minute. You guys are scaring us into saying like, oh, don't shoulder your pistol brace because you could go to jail. But then nobody cares that a bunch of suppressors are lost. So it's kind of in that same vein of like, all of a sudden, okay, we're going to enforce this rule. We're going to get you in trouble for it. And then the court says like, nah, he could just keep it. Like, wait, so nobody cares? Like, that's the best part.
Which is what you saw with your cans, like your suppressor issue. Croak says the White House letter to the DOJ on gun laws is encouraging. So if you guys aren't following that, President Trump signed an executive order that directing DOJ, I might be misspeaking here, but basically like look at any anti-gun acts that they have done over the last X number of years. And I think they have 30 days to get a response to President Trump on like what they're going to do to fix all that. Tactical Java, she's suing New York State over the giving immigrants driver's licenses and housing them. Yeah, I don't know. So Washington's like that, where illegal immigrants can get Washington State driver's licenses, which is why they're doing the real ID now. So come May, I can't use my driver's license to fly anymore because you're only supposed to be a U.S. citizen or have a passport to fly. And they can't prove that with a driver's license anymore. So I have to get a passport or get what's called an enhanced driver's license here.
What a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah. Before we get to last week's video, I do have an update that Cody and Jason are tracking, and I think all of our brains are equally like explodey. But the after whatever pressure was involved with going to, if you guys are tracking the silencer drama of the two that got lost for the past 4.5 months, I don't know if Silencer Shop or Griffin or whoever put the fear of God in this FFL, but just all of a sudden last week he decided he was done dealing with it and sent all the suppressors back. So,
we had said last week how he sent them back, and he said his justification was that was it unwilling to come and...
Yeah, I was unwilling and I refused to process. Like, yeah, I do refuse. Like, I have 0% faith you're going to give those to me after we do the Form 4. Like, 0%. So, very, very odd. I don't get why. And maybe you guys have some sort of clue why he would do nothing for 4 months and then suddenly just be compliant. I don't know. I don't get it. So, whatever.
So Bailey says Pam told ATF to focus less on tobacco and alcohol and focus more on guns and explosives. She's not pro 2A. She was in favor of the red flag laws and helped get them pushed through in Florida. I think she's been very much against the Second Amendment. I do not like her as an attorney general pick, but that's kind of in line with Trump. Like William Barr was in favor of the assault weapons ban. Sessions was the attorney general before him, not really pro 2A. So Trump has been very good with his AG picks over the years.
I'm telling you, like, as memey as it would be, Brandon Herrera, like, even me being like, all right, guys, that's a little dumb. Brandon Herrera as the ATF director would be
awesome.
Would be phenomenal, because it's someone who at least knows, like, no, that's not what it says, or like, that's not what it is. And he can speak in a way to like educate and inform, and he understands the law instead of just like, no, I don't, like, being okay with red flag laws. Like, you have to understand the pros and cons with that. Like, I can see it's a fine line to walk sometimes, but it's sometimes more damaging than it is positive to the community. So, yeah.
He's been politicking for it.
I know. I wish he would have got it. Like, is that position, that's the one Pam Bondi has.
Yet.
Oh,
no, Pam Bondi is attorney general.
Oh, okay. I'm getting all my people confused.
Okay. So the ATF director has not been chosen or filled yet.
The former resigned, so there's an acting director.
He's not a gun guy.
This doesn't make any sense. That would be like you like being in charge of like train operations and be like, what do you know about trains? Like, bro, nothing. Like, nothing. Like, why are you in charge of this? Like, because my friend is in charge of the business. Like, okay, are you going to learn about trains? Nah, I hate trains. Okay.
Yeah, ditch doc, AK guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Croak says Bondi is a pit bull, though. Hate her 2A stance, but she helped clean up a lot of crap in Florida that wasn't gun related.
That's good.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, I think she's qualified for the job, but if we are looking to Trump to try to fix anything Second Amendment related, like I wouldn't hold my breath. Like that executive order was nice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows
I think
what's
it's
going to happen?
yeah, I think it's interesting that there's so much stuff he's willing to just go ahead and tackle, like not really care what people say or what people want to do, like knowing it'll like he can do some things now and it'll jam some things up forever. Like he's just acting on some things that should be done now.
Yeah,
And but not doing that on 2A is interesting.
I like that. I like that he's not doing executive action on Second Amendment stuff because that means that the next person that comes in could
It'll be
just wipe it out
reversed.
like that.
Good point.
Yep.
That's a good
Right.
point.
So like we were I was talking to a coworker, pretty liberal coworker, who was like, I can't believe Trump got rid of USAID. That needs a Congress, and he was really upset about it. I was like, USAID came about like JFK signed an executive order that created that agency. And you didn't think that at some point in the future some president could just sign an executive order to get rid of it? Like that's I have a friend that works for USAID. Monday I was like, "Hey, you taking the deferred resignation?" Like, I don't know, I'm not sure. Tuesday he sent me a text. All the members got an email that was like, "Come Friday, your agency doesn't exist anymore." He was like, "I guess I am finding
You
a new
may
job."
want to take this. Yeah. Interesting. So you're
But
right
just
though.
some kind of behind the scenes for folks that are wondering, at least in my agency, we had with this buyout, we had about a 10% of the force that took this buyout. And and so we've asked, hey, are there reductions in force coming? And they're like, no one's talked about that yet. And then we heard today, like, yeah, it's probably like the number's probably going to be Trump probably wants 25% cut.
Mm. And so what's interesting about that is, and this is a challenge when Cody, you guys, we were all in at the same time when the Air Force cut a lot of people, but we didn't cut the mission requirement. So the mission,
Yeah,
the workload still increased normally, but the amount of people just dropped. So there was this super annoying statement that still gets run around today: is do more with less. That
yeah,
basically just means hump harder. And it was like you can only drag someone against the rocks for so long until they just give up, right? You can only
yeah. Eventually, you're going to do less with less.
yeah, eventually you do. And I think we all just got so disgruntled. We're like, I'm not going to do the work of five. You got rid of my 4 coworkers. I'm not going to do the work of 5 people
Yeah,
because you have so few people now. You can't even, you have no leg to stand on to get rid of me. Like I'm the only person here. So
right.
that's where the workload has to change, or we're going to get the same porpoising thing that the Air Force did. And then they overloaded with people. Then they had way too many again. It was like, oh my God, like everyone started punching themselves.
Well, that's why I hope that a business style approach to the government is like businesses don't do that. Like they're really good about planning out in advance, and well, I shouldn't say they don't do that, but they're better about it than the government is, and not just like overloading agencies with personnel that they don't need.
Uh,
But
Yeah. Me and Sean were talking about that. Like, even me, like sometimes I'll argue, like I'll get more critical about stuff than maybe you or Cody will. But even we're talking like there's no way you can get around it. There are a lot of GS positions that just
should not exist.
should not. I have no like. You're right. There's some guy. We used to know some guy. He would stock the snack bar. That was his job,
Yep,
and he had to have been a GS9, GS10, a GS11, like whatever.
all he does.
That's all he does.
Yeah, his
Nobody
job
remembers
is
why he was hired like 20 years ago. Nobody knows why he was there. And all those
to give
06,
you
they just get a job made for them once they
right.
retire. It's just a position gets made up for you, and you get there's a $250,000 salary job just because poofed out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then you have higher ups that just create BS just to put their name on something. It doesn't help anything. Like one that I deal with now is any of our reports of
I was
investigation.
about to bring this up.
Dude,
Dude,
dude, the number of people in my current agency that are involved in reviewing these reports is double my last 2 agencies combined. It's more than double my last 2 agencies combined.
let me
Like there are
bring this
so many people involved in this report writing and review process. It's like I don't want to do it.
dude, as a first sergeant, I will tell you, it was so baffling. The number of so we had to do in Air Force guys, we would do enlisted performance reports. So you have to do one every year. But the process could take up to 2 to 3 months for each one. And they broke it up so that airmen were done one, tech sergeants, each rank was done in a certain month.
Yeah.
It was probably 80% of the top tier, like the top 30 or 40% of all the enlisted ranks and officers who were just reviewing these performance reports. So like this was such an insane time sink to just for no reason. Oh, and the best was we at the low level didn't care, so we would just mark everybody perfect. So there was like an insane amount of money and supervisor time for everyone to just be marked perfect because the low level supervisors were too busy working to actually care to write it. It's so baffling. It's still broken to this day. It's still broken.
So Sturgis, he says, fellas, just want to be clear. I wasn't saying to screw any members over with swag. Was just saying to do a big fake giveaway. Screw with the whiny dude. Got it.
Got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Joshua says, Paul, do you require any HR or non-attorney representation? So Paul's confused.
Jason, so you know,
yeah,
your old agency reverted back to having more people review the ROIs. Remember, that was always a thing. And then they were like, hey, this doesn't make sense. Let's streamline this. And we did it for years, no complaints.
Yep.
And now they're like, we want to review everything. I'm like, okay.
Dude, so I'll tell you, we had two magistrate judges here locally. One was awesome. She was great about, like, if you had an affidavit, she was like, okay, is this true and correct? Yes. Raise your right hand. She would swear you to it. Then the other one, he would swear you to every line, every numbered sentence in your affidavit. And the U.S. attorneys were like, we don't want to go to, let's wait until this other judge is in session. Like, the magistrate she's available. We'll go through her because it's easier. And I had a coworker who was like, screw that. I want the ass pain of the judge every single time. I want to inundate him with all the affidavits to make him understand how dumb it is to waste time to, like, swear someone to every sentence of an affidavit instead of just saying, is this your affidavit? Is this true and correct? Yes. Okay, get out of here. Go do the search.
Yeah.
And he was successful.
So it's a long way of saying, like, there is a lot of bloated processes, particularly in the government, where everyone wants to be involved. So you have to cut how the processes are done if you're going to cut the people. And that's where I'm worried it's not going to happen. Like, oh, we're going to keep the same processes, but we're going to do that with 50% of our workforce. Like, oh, so you're just going to jam up the wheels with nothing now.
Dude, we've had three investigate. I'm the third one to quit in the last 14 months. Like, fortunately, I'm getting this buyout, which is nice. But 3 to quit in 14 months. That means there's going to be one investigator for my entire agency for covering 3 states.
And you can't say this, and I will. Like, there's also like a stupid amount of shenanigans that you've had to deal with some of those people. So it's like, oh, like if that department's ever like, well, I wonder why these people quit, like, because of these stupid nonsensical things that you put your employees through that I just hear about, through hearsay and like, hey, my work says we have to do this. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this is the dumbest possible thing. Like, sometimes we had to be like, okay, Jason can't do reviews anymore because his work is just nonsensical. Like, there's no way to navigate this with a functioning brain. So, it'll be over soon. Good, thank God.
Nice having you. Remember, there was a GS-13 who worked for the FDA whose job it was to test the viscosity of ketchup.
I'm not surprised. If you went on base, I'm gonna tell you, like, you go on any base, particularly the base near me and Cody, and you find a GS and you say, "What's your job?" Oh, well, you probably would get pretty annoyed.
There's probably like,
go ahead,
a GS5 or 7 that's handing out basketballs at the gym.
No. You're right. There are. I know there's some ISO guys, and I'm not trying to pick on them. They're fantastic guys, and I used to work with them. But it is interesting that there's not always an ISO is a
horrible.
ISO is a longer term inspection you do on an aircraft, but the ISOs, the isochronal, they're time schedules, but they're not always back to back to each other. So there's times when these people wouldn't be doing anything. So there has to be something that they're doing in the intermediate, which I don't think they have anything to do. So this just shows you some of the inefficiencies of the system. I don't want them to lose their jobs, though. They're good people.
Well, that was like me as a contractor. I was getting paid just as much, and there would be times where we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
We would hide in his office and watch, not hide, but we would sit in his office and watch Game of Thrones.
They ain't got nothing for you to do. I mean, that's how it was in the military side too. Like you would do so. Hey, sorry, Ditch Doc, you got to go. Thanks for coming out, man. It's awesome. Make some funny comments. If you see somebody being mean, just like say the stupidest nonsense to them. I love that. So just watch out for Josh. He's our HR. But yeah, but in the military time, like we would do nothing. Like there's so much. Like people be like, "Hey, I wasted my tax dollars." Like, dude, I don't think you realize how much bad leadership caused us to just sit around and do nothing for weeks on end. Like,
so when I was in the aircraft maintenance, I worked at a testing base on bombers, and I was I think one of only 2 electricians that got access to go work on the B2, which was in its own hangar. You had to have like a fob and a code to get in to the door. And they were like blown away that I volunteered for that because my supervisor couldn't get in there. So if I was like, I'm going to go eat lunch over in that hangar because no one else can get in here, and I'm just going to be by myself, and they have cable news. Like here I am as an A1C or senior airman eating lunch, watching news.
Like this is
And
crazy.
finally show up like 2 hours later. Where have you been? I was 1068 was broken. I was working on it.
Like you guys don't know anything about it. Like yeah.
What I was like, where Walsh and I worked, they had dudes that worked in a vault, and you could only only open the door from the inside. So like most of the people would go in there and like play cards and take naps, and then if somebody come knock on the door,
you
just
wake up.
put stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't just get in there. And
Yeah.
we're not saying that's what happened, but it doesn't seem like there was a whole lot of work happening in there. We'll say that. Okay, sorry. So
I just played cards out in the open. That's what I did.
we did, yeah. So last week's video. First off, I'm going to address this. I've never had listen. We get some whiny commenters. I've never been so disappointed with the human race this last week. I'll be honest with you, because I was given a fantastic patch from the owner of Bull Armory that happened to be a flag of Israel. And like, listen, whatever that represents to people from a political standpoint, that's not what it represents to me. Like that was an awesome person who gave that to me, and just a great relationship. And there were people who lost their damn minds that there was a patch that was of Israel on that placard. And that really disappointed me in humanity. So those people also got rude comments. So it was also a good day. It was fun for me. I need to get Josh involved in those from now on.
You know, go ahead, Cody.
No.
Oh, I thought you said something. One of the things that I liked about that placard system, though, was the law enforcement placard system. The one that you put together that was, it was all black. It was kind of geared towards LEO. You don't see a lot of gear companies like that you could see like, oh, you could design this for a law enforcement person. Usually you have pre-built plate carriers that that are issued to you, and you just got to suck up whatever it is that they give you.
And maybe you guys know this better than me, but I was surprised by the number of comments where people are like, hey, I love that dynamic principle setup. It's what I would love to have, but my agency thinks that's too tactical. And so we have to run the Amazon stuff. It just looks less threatening or whatever. It's like, this doesn't make any sense. So I didn't know if you guys ran into that where you can't run any of the, like, I think yours is different, Jason, but do you run into issues where you can't run some of the more aggressive stuff? I don't even think it was all that aggressive looking. It just looked like
so I've been told that I can run my own stuff if I want. Like, for example, the medical kit that they gave me is not a tearaway. So like they want it mollied onto your plate carrier and then it's just stuck there forever. So I was like, that's dumb. Can I get this other kit? Yes, but I have to pay for it.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, I mean, like, because I would love to give away that police placard even to our local, like Cody, like with our local PD here, but I didn't even know if they could run it. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, here, I want to give this to somebody on like who's in our community, but then be like, oh no, our agency says we can't run this. Like, oh, that's stupid. Like, I have this cool thing that nobody can use.
So the teams that like your regular patrol guys might not be able to, but like the SWAT team probably could. I mean, I don't know about your police force, but like
Cody,
you know who would probably know? Blue.
Cody.
Oh yeah, Cody would know. Yeah. What the SWAT team if the SWAT team could rock something like that. Golly, I can't talk tonight.
So most of the agencies here, the local agencies, they've gone to an exterior plate carrier where they're not wearing it underneath their uniform shirt, but they have to be they have to still be uniformed or uniform,
So like
right? And
same across
so,
the board.
yep. So they have a specific plate carrier that they, and it's just level 3, and it's a specific manufacturer, and then there's specific mag pouches that they can put on it.
Yeah.
And it is because they don't want to look threatening.
So if you're rolling out this sweet placard with all this cool stuff on it, like that guy looks crazy. Like
yeah, but the SWAT guys do wear rifle plates and stuff like that, and I can talk to them and see if they do plate like placards or whatever. But
ask them because
I think they all.
Yeah, I mean, at least ask them. Worst case, we'll give it away to some viewer. Like maybe we do some LE, like law enforcement. Like, hey, show us your. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a way to. I don't know of a way to show creds without us doxing you somehow. But we could figure out some cool way where we could give that placard away to some of our more law focused guys if we can't do it in our local community.
Yeah, I asked the person I know, and I was like, why doesn't the patrol have like a plate carrier that they can don? Like, if you pull your rifle out of your car, you should be putting plates on, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like, why isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
But the problem is they don't all have assigned cars, right? So they can't. They would have to unload and move that stuff every time. So I get it, but
Bailey says just need to carry around sandwiches, Pop-Tarts, and M&Ms instead of mags.
That's all I got.
Not scary.
Yeah.
What do they call it when we were deployed? We go out and like hand off candy to the villagers and stuff like that.
The proper term was coin.
No, like when we'd go out in Afghanistan and we were like handing out bottles of water and food and stuff to there was some term that we would say. It'll be like 1:30 this morning. I'll wake up like, that's what it was.
Yeah. So the proper term, the official term was coin.
Hey, with those placards,
I used to hate it.
With those placards, though, Jason, I was totally going to donate that the one with the shotgun placard to you. Yeah. I was like, because the whole time I'm like buying shotgun shells. I'm like, they're like, what is this for? Like, bro, I don't even have a shotgun. Like, it's just like I'm just gonna do stupid stuff in my yard. Like, it's probably gonna be given to Jason later. Like, it's like Jason,
people are gonna get angry. Yeah, I have a shotgun.
No,
I have one of those Spartan mounts, and it's in my my closet. My Remington 870.
So I'm gonna be honest. I fully expected, because that was your thumbnail, right? So I watched the whole video, expecting for you to pull out a Beretta A300 just to rub in my face.
I thought about calling you to be like, Cody, do you have a shotgun? And I was like,
I have shotguns.
I know you do. But I was like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to the range.
You know, what'd be great is if do you have like an over under or double barrel?
No,
like a 26-inch barreled over under would have been great. Like that's the shotgun that you show on the video.
No, I have 3 Remington 870s.
Okay.
So I'll tell you one funny thing. I hope I can share this. If not, it's going to be funny. But DM is going to be putting together. They're going to have their own tools. So they're going to have their own breaching tools, like
okay,
and prize.
You weren't supposed to talk about this, right?
Probably not. So, but it's really cool. But they were talking to me. They were talking about it, and they're like, Walsh, it would be cool if we could get you some of these. Maybe you could just borrow them for a while, and then you could test them. Of course, I don't know anything about breaching. I was like, oh, cool. I could put some. I could just build like a 2x4 thing of doors. He's like, yeah, no, you need like a metal door. You need like a legit door. I was like, oh, okay. Well, if I use this on a door, would it mess it up? And they're like, yes. Oh yeah, oh real bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I probably shouldn't just like go to some business and be like, hey, we gotta test something real quick.
No, we can get some sponsors, but like, hey, Menards, y'all want to sponsor this? We're just gonna bust down doors. Yeah, like if your door can hang, let us know.
Yeah, and just be like, bah! Like, nope. Like, that's going to be expensive, by the way.
Sorry, Menards.
Yeah.
Zach Fett, the average civilian probably can't tell the difference between 2 plate carriers being worn by 2 street cops. Yeah, we went to, remember when I was out there last, we went and had lunch at that chicken place downtown Omaha. And that cop walked in and we were like eyeballing him.
Yeah.
Dirty Birds?
Yeah, Dirty Birds, that's right.
So
good. So good. But we were like, are those S taxis? Were like we were just staring at this cop, and he was probably like, who are these two guys? Like, are they going to jump me when I leave here? But like a normal person, they have no idea.
No, because we were geeking out, like, and we like went over and talked to him, like, and we gave him a card, like, hey, who's we are? We're geeking about his gear, and then he's like, oh, didn't he? I think he knew who we were.
He knew the channel.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
nice.
you guys are.
Cool.
It was pretty cool. And
he was OPD.
I think so. No, he was a what's the county there?
Douglas
County.
Oh, Douglas.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, if you were up there, that's Douglas County. Yeah.
Zechariah Kehoe. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Kehoe. Imagine taking any of Walsh's full plate setups and making it fit on a standard duty belt.
But listen, sometimes we load that stuff up for YouTube. Maybe it's not the most practical. Like, I'm showing you possibilities. When we go to training, you'd be like, you see me in a chest rig, but I thought you hated chest rig. Like, yeah, but I'm also lazy. So that's why.
I think over time you've learned, because we always picked on you about Gucci stuff on your stuff, and I think you've figured it out over time why we say that.
Yeah, you don't want
that shit gets hung up on. Yeah, you get hung up on stuff. And I just cursed. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like put a what is it called? A winkler?
Oh, the winkler axe on the belt. Yeah,
put it on the belt and then go sit in a car. You'd be so angry.
I have what? So the wife gets. I don't know if she's noticed. She's gonna see this, but there's one chair down here that I used to like edit in, and I would be like wearing something, and I go do something on camera, and I come over and check it on something. But so I wouldn't change everything I have on, and the chair is like one of those plastic chairs, and it's just mauled all the hell on one corner because where I keep sitting down and just chewing it up with the axe. And extremely impractical. Like, but it's also I'm not taking it off because it's an axe.
Hearts and minds. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, hearts and minds. Bailey Luke said it first.
What are you
when I was talking about like going out, and I don't remember the point that I was trying to make. I totally forgot it, but
we've moved on.
Giving out lickies and chewies to the kids.
I'm so bad at that. I teach Sunday school at church. And I was prepping for this lesson, and I'm reading through the lesson. I'm like, oh, there's this story that I remember hearing about years ago. I'm going to print off this story, and I'm going to talk about it during my lesson because it totally makes sense. And then that morning, the next day, I'm reading through the lesson again, and I'm like,
why did I print
where did this story fit in? And I use that, like, that's how I start off. Like, guys, I spent 2 weeks preparing this lesson. I was so excited. I got the story out. I have no idea how this applies to our lesson for today. So I'm just going to set this aside. And if it reminds me, I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah. Did I tell you, we've talked about this before, but you remember how the Afghan kids would ask for water?
Yeah.
They would, like, where you driving by, they're like,
oh, yeah.
I'm like, kid, that's not what that's not how we say water.
Don't do that. Like, don't do that. Like, universal sign for choking. Like, this one? Yeah, the other one is not what you think it is.
It makes me think of the Office episode where Andy buys all those billboards. Remember he I forgot what season it is, but Andy buys a bunch of billboards of himself, and they're all in position where he's like, and so people get up on the things and they draw like giant penises and all these. He's like, oh my gosh, I bought like 10 billboards or whatever the number is, and they're all in crazy stances like that.
You could tell those kids straight to your face, like, that doesn't mean what you think it means, and they're like,
candy? Yeah.
Mista, dude, always Mista. Like, no.
Stop doing that.
Michael Farley, I'm not Leo, but having a placard for more of a duty setup if I ever get an armed contract would be cool.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just saying, like, I said it in that video, but I wasn't a police officer, right? I'm obviously not one, but I see a placard like that, and it just seems so smart to have. Everything's compact and clean, and it's all available to you instead of having, I got to remember all these different pieces are. It was awesome.
Nate says, I only watched it because I saw 12 gauge on the thumbnail. We were joking about like YouTube decides what you are. Like, we're the Battle Belt review channel.
And we're okay with that, right?
right? So Nate is the shotgun review channel.
Yeah. I
If you
said
look
that in his comment because he said something. I was like, the shotgun review channel has spoken.
Yeah.
Like YouTube's decided.
Hell yeah. Ryan Blaze, what's up, guys? Jason, thank you for the belt. It fit my fiance perfectly.
How
Dude,
long
he
did
got
it take?
Heck
How
yeah.
long did that take?
uh,
To
2
ship
weeks.
that? Oh, did you get my? I think I sent you a box of stuff today.
I didn't get it.
Maybe Friday.
At least I don't think I did.
Maybe tomorrow.
But anyway, so Ryan's fiance has my Lead Devil belt.
Oh.
Dude, it's such a good belt. It's the one with the polymer buckle.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a good one. I like
Yeah,
that
the
one.
multicam black one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a good setup.
Hey, Halligan Man.
What is that from? I don't even know what that's
Hey,
from.
Culligan Man is the water.
Mhm.
Oh, Halligan.
Russell
Man.
Ward. What's a cop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are my manners? Good morning. I'm trying to figure out where you're at now. Where are you? Like in Europe somewhere?
So like, it looks like the
A
Gulf.
Bobby.
Of America.
Yeah, are you? Is
If
that the
you're
Gulf
in-
of America?
Yeah.
Solving the world's problems right now. Like, can we rename more oceans? Like that'll make it better.
Bailey says, if you share a setup with 18 mags, I'm banning you. Speaking of that, I should send this to you. I have a Tracer Tactical Scout rig in multicam Alpine.
It can in Alpine?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
From Tracer Tactical? I thought I said that to begin with.
You did, but like I mean, I guess we did work with him. So Tracer's a good guy. We worked with him a lot more years and years ago. I didn't know you got an Alpine though.
Oh yeah, dude, I love it. The freaking H harness and everything.
Oh man, I'm gonna steal that. Like whenever you come,
I should send it to you. I need to send you that multicam Alpine sling too.
Yeah, you need to put all those things. So, well, I don't want to say too much, but yeah, we're doing. We there are some stuff that's. Hold on to it for now. There's some cool stuff that's planned. I need to put pressure on our favorite man from Dynamic Principles, but there is some cool stuff planned. So just know that too. But yeah, I really did like the shotgun placard. The breaching placard was cool. The police placard was cool, and I even liked the. I really did like the 308 placard. Even
that was cool.
You know, as much as I'm like, hey, I don't like chest rigs. When I start to look at that, I'm like, all right, this is kind of neat. You can run this with the plate carrier, and I'm starting to like that idea a little bit more. But I don't love.
Cajun says, please don't say you gave a bunch of kids some lickies.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know who's tracking it too. I've had two. So the two suppressors that I had that had to get replaced. Someone clip that. There's two suppressors. I've had 48-hour wait times twice now. So from application to approval has been less than 48 hours. So if you guys are wondering what the current time is, so it's funny to wait 4 months to even get the application started and then have 2 cans approved in 48 hours. Just makes me want to punch myself in the mouth even more than normal. Jason?
What?
Oh,
were you asking me that question?
You know, I'm saying, yeah, do this one. Yeah, do this question.
Okay. Derek Murphy's asking, for the people who wear glasses, what safety glasses with prescription lenses do you all like or prefer? So I typically go with Oakley's because I have inserts for my Oakley M series. I forgot what they are.
M frames.
M frames. Thank you.
Are they like clear?
Yeah, they're clear.
Okay.
But the prescription part like clips into the nose piece on the inside, so I could have whatever Oakley lens I want for the tint, and then the nose piece holds the my prescription like clips into the nose, like replaces the nose piece.
So kind of like the gas mask inserts we did.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yep.
Same thing.
You could Oakley makes them. You could get them for Oakley's and ESS or Wiley. Maybe Wiley's.
Those are relatively inexpensive. Are those lenses? Are the lenses themselves super expensive?
No, they're not. They're not terrible. The other thing that I've done is I have a pair of Oakley gas cans, and my optometrist can get me prescription safety lenses that they'll make them. So they have an in-house lab where they'll cut them and shape them to fit my whatever frames I bring them.
And I know we got to test them too, but I know the new something Corey was talking about with the new Mark IIs from OpsCore. They're not angled quite as much, so the Mark II is going to be easier for people to get prescription lenses on there. Those will be interesting because you could actually be able to pop the lenses out. I I just don't know how insanely expensive those lenses would be to fit that. So that's a piece I don't know.
Yeah. We'll find out. I'm going to get a pair.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
Danielle, Bob says, all right, real talk. First trip with the boys, what are we doing? Fishing trip in the Gulf of America or stargazing under nods in the great state of Greenland?
No, it's red, white, and blue land. You guys didn't hear that? That's the new name.
I didn't hear that. No.
Yeah. So they're like the proposed new name for Greenland is red, white, and blue land.
They're just gonna shorten it to Lavender Land.
Good call. Yeah. Then it's just because like it's Greenland, like now it's just Lavender Land. Like, so what's different? Like nothing, dude. Like Lavender Land now. Like we just call it that. But yeah, I think stargazing in Lavender Land would be fun.
That's Marjorie Taylor Greenland now.
Oh man.
I saw this. So Crook says, by the way, Core just came out with a new squadron cut battle belt. I didn't see that. I saw the laser cut battle belt.
Hey,
what is squadron cut?
Croak's
squadron cut is.
Hearing from Croak, because I haven't got to talk to him in forever, has reminded me about GunCon. I don't know if anybody's heard anything. The reason I'm saying that is something we have kind of laughed about doing is doing a get together at GunCon. So maybe like there would be an evening or the day after GunCon, we could all hang out and go like get a meal or do whatever, and we could all hang out. So has anyone heard if GunCon is happening in Iowa?
I haven't heard anything about it yet.
Yeah, I know they're looking for a new place. I just didn't know if they actually did it.
Harry's in the house.
When was that again?
It's normally end of June, early July.
Dude, I should be living out there by that time.
I know. I was laughing at Harry too. He was posting some comments. He was trying to post funny comments, like using pseudonyms for like genitalia and stuff. And he's like, "Stupid YouTube keeps removing my comments." I was like, "Oh, you gotta get banned."
Hey, what if we? And I know I do this. I will commit to going and then I'll back out. But
okay, it's okay.
If this happens, if this is going to happen, I suggest we get an Airbnb and then we'll like have a barbecue with anybody that wants to come.
There's not a whole lot. So in that area, me and Crook were out there. There's not a whole lot of Airbnbs. There's kind of like a strip of hotels along the highway that kind of just leads up there. There's not much else in the area, but we could still do a barbecue out there. Like a bunch of other crews did do that, where they got a bunch of people and they would barbecue and do stuff and do. Yeah, we could figure it out.
Okay,
we'll have you bring the barbecue. That way you have to be there.
Ooh, good call.
he's like, don't do that to me. There'll be so many disappointed people.
Derek Murray. Yeah, where's the food? Cody didn't show up.
Yeah, Cody didn't show up.
So what are we doing? We ordered hamburgers from McDonald's.
Yeah.
I heard they taste like chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Are you gaslighting me? No, I've never been there.
Derek Murray, thanks, boys. I saw the clip-in lenses and wasn't sure how the vision would be side to side. I've had just custom lenses made to fit into the frames, and I think I like that better. If you buy frames that are too curved, they typically can't do that. So just be aware of that.
That's what Corey was saying. Like some of the lenses, just the way that they're made, they can't make prescription lenses because they're too aggressive. Like they have she had like some R number where it was like, oh, this is a 6, not a 7, because 6s are easy to do and 7s are impossible. There's like that weird cutoff point. So she knew way more about it. We can ask more questions though.
Dollar General presents Greenland.
It's red, white, and blue land, guys.
Yeah. Croak says, I've been bugging Patton about it. It's not going to be at Brownell's this year. He's looking for a new venue.
So that's what Jason, that's that contact we were talking about where we met at GunCon. That's what we heard too. But it's one of those like, Patton said it's not happening at Brownell's because, I don't know. It seemed like he had a small snafu last year, but it didn't seem like it was world ending at all. But whatever. But it doesn't sound like there's a new place to go to, which is causing issues for other companies where they have to like set everything up and get ready to go. I mean, it's February. Like, we still need to get tickets.
Yeah. They should do that Westfield Amphitheater, whatever it's called. Westfield. You remember where we went to that one place? We went to the gun show.
Yeah. I'll tell you that all of GunCon isn't much bigger than that gun show. So you may be true, but what they want is they want to have a range nearby, because what they do is they do the manufacturers and the influencers all kind of hang out, and then they do their own range day, and then it's open to the public where all of them kind of come in too. So it's a great place to network and also be with the public. So it's pretty cool.
Bill
DE
S.
Guns.
Hello, is this thing working? Tap tap. Am I live? You are live, Bill.
You made it, Bill.
What was that? 17th Infantry Regiment Association? That's not a real thing, is it?
No,
it doesn't exist. You just made that up.
Made that up.
Stolen valor.
You don't even been to McDonald's before.
I love AR Drew's over on YouTube now. He says, "I'm still watching Rumble, but nobody's in the chat over there.
Oh,
there
weird.
are people in the chat over there, but they just don't know how to type."
They have a mouse. They haven't figured out how to right click. That's what everybody on Rumble is like. How do you right click? His mouse only got one button.
Paul, they're talking about helmets. Waiting in line for over an hour sucked. What's
he talking about?
I don't know. This is interesting. So, Russell Warren has just been randomly. So he says Cooters, and then his next comment is apples.
Oh, Russell Warren is 8 years old. Like, congratulations.
How thick would an ICD CBE?
Mm-hmm. Ice cube. Now, how thick would an ice cube be? That's what I read that as. 2 inches. 2 inches.
What if you get an ice sphere?
See, you're getting into it. Like, you guys ever been to a grocery store? Like, no. Like, yes, you have. Like, I've never been. People would get so mad, like watching that video, be like, he's just lying. He's just the channel is called Gaslight Your Soul.
Wait, he didn't lie for over an hour. Like, that was at GunCon.
Oh yeah, that line was pretty crazy. Like waiting.
What gun is that? Is that the High Point Yeet cannon?
Oh,
I think it is.
But I was surprised by so, and I'll say this to you, man. Like, I don't understand why the line is so long.
Look at this.
Oh,
AR Drew, I told you. So Dave and AR Drew are the only two that know how to type over at Rumble, apparently. Are you gaslighting me? No, never been.
Two guys looking at each other like, you here for them? Like, yeah. Me too. I know. That's why we're here. Yeah, so I don't know why the GunCon line was so long. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I forgot I had this one. This is the
Nakatomi Plaza Christmas Party Survivor.
It's my Christmas shirt. I don't know why. I just happened to wear it today. I actually had a hoodie on earlier. Yeah, it's February. But yeah, this is. People always say like Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie, and I'm like, well, then why is there a Christmas shirt? You can't.
Good point.
My wife hates that It's like every year I watch, and it was. She's like, it's not. She's really upset that it's rated R. Like, I can't believe you watch a rated R. My wife has never seen a rated R movie. Okay.
So she's never seen Die Hard.
Never seen it. Never seen it. And she was like, I wore that to our church Christmas party. She was like, if you wear that, people will know that you watch rated R movies. And I was like, so? Right? So then like the head of like the women's organization comes up to me as we're sitting eating like Christmas dinner. She comes up, she's like, I love Die Hard, by the way. And I was like, that's what you get.
In your face. Like, it's such a good movie.
And then my wife's uncle lives here locally, like called me up like, hey Jason, you want to come over and watch Die Hard with me for Christmas, like Christmas movie? I'm like, hell yeah. And I'm going over to Uncle Gary's house and watch Die Hard with your uncle.
Yeah.
Who's totally cool with watching this awesome movie. No big deal. I got one more thing. I don't know if you guys were tracking.
No, I think.
Oh, Bailey. No. So Bailey said, aren't most of these shows closed to the public? No. So there's some that are like SHOT Show is invite only. The Gathering is not. That one's totally open. And GunCon is also open to the public on day 3. Yeah. So Cork says Saturday at GunCon was open to the public. Thursday and Friday was industry / influencer. So we got to do a lot of the behind the scenes, but it was kind of cool because by the time the public would come in, we knew where you guys should go. Like, oh, go over to so-and-so's booth. They're giving so-and-so away. Go over to so-and-so. They're doing so-and-so. And like, they did some pretty legit giveaways and stuff too. So yeah.
So TriggerCon, someone AR Drew mentioned GunCon, Goals, TriggerCon, NRA, AM, all open to the public. TriggerCon's in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas, in October.
That's not too far from
That's
where
not
we'll
far
be.
from here.
Yeah, it's like so. Jason, if we go into that, it's like 4 hours from us. It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I think we met Croak. We met the guy who runs all the TriggerCon stuff too. I thought we did. So we could easily. I hadn't really bothered because there's not
Yeah.
a whole lot of. We're usually listen. This is our rule. If there's a show, I go into every show with the rule of like, don't get anything else. Don't sign us up for anything, and then I'll leave. And Jason's like, every single time, like, Walsh, you are the worst. You went in every booth and signed up for something at every booth. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time.
Oh, this Michael Farley. CanCon is here in Phoenix. I think I want to try and go this year.
That's
is, that
the
just,
one.
is it just a whole bunch of breasts?
I've
Is that
never
a Hooters convention?
I've never been to Hooters.
Never been there.
Yeah, I've never been. Is
I
it?
love the look on Walsh's face. It was like a grenade. It took a little time to go off. He
No,
was
I
like,
was just waiting.
Is that an invite only?
yes, it is.
Do they have good? I heard. Are the
One
wings?
for each
good?
breast.
Are there good? Are there good wings there?
Derek Murphy. Walsh saying the public, like we're subjects. Oh, they let the public in on day 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the dirty civilians, like
We let the riffraff in on
Yeah,
the weekends.
they come in. Well, you guys come like parading in, like, "Hey, everyone!" Like, "Oh God, the public's here."
TriggerCon is run by Rainier Arms, I think.
Yeah,
I went to
that's right.
TriggerCon years ago when they had it here in Washington. It was fun. My kids loved it.
Hey,
Dude, Arizona Tea Convention, that'd be amazing.
That's what
That dude-
what is a woman?
Y'all know that the guy that owns Arizona Tea takes a loss because he still sells it for 99 cents.
well, and what's interesting to talk to him, he's like, they're like, "Why don't you raise the prices?" And he's like, everything we own is paid for. Every part of the business is taken care of. Like, we have no debt. We owe nothing. We still make money. We still make a profit. Why would we do that to the people? Why do we need to make more? And it's just
And he bought his own distributor. So, like, it's all
I didn't
his.
know
He started off as a truck
that.
driver.
Arizona Tea Convention. Oh, okay.
It's probably, we don't even know if Zach's lying to us. Like, he could be gaslighting us right now, and he could be playing the game so perfectly that we're like, oh, okay.
He hasn't talked me out of this convention yet. All 3 of those things were amazing.
AR Drew. I've been to SHOT Show once and NRA AM once, and I think I might like NRA more.
I want to go to Goals. Like, I think we should go to Goals at some point. Like, that seems like a good one to go. Like, I think that's a lot of stuff they work.
You know why he could take a loss? Arizona Tea is owned by the mob. Seriously, it's just they just launder money through it.
Yeah,
I believe that.
Like, it's
But I'll
99
still drink
cents.
the tea.
It's like Cody's like, I don't care. Like, it's fine. They're good mobsters.
they make Twisted Tea as well.
Huh?
Who makes Twisted Tea? Is that Arizona Tea as well?
Oh, no.
Every time I think of Arizona Tea, I know it's Twisted Tea, but I think of that video of that dude that like at a 7-Eleven like smashed a can over that drunk guy's head.
Yeah. Twisted Tea is alcohol, but yeah, that one was amazing.
Dan says Blade Show 25.
We're not big Blade guys. Joe is. He says he is, but I don't know.
He says he is.
He doesn't ever actually do stuff with the blades.
He I don't know if I ever shared this. So he had this Gerber auto blade.
Reptilian?
Yeah, I was like telling him I wanted, and he ended up getting a new one. So anyways, he sent me his old one that I've been bugging him about. It shows up in the mail, and I was like, oh my gosh, like it's like the holy grail for me. And I call him up, and I was like, hey dude, I got your knife. And he was like, oh cool man, I hope you like it. Yeah, are you thinking of killing yourself? And he was like, started laughing, and he was like, I told my wife that you were going to say that the moment you got it. I told her, no, I'm not thinking of that.
Like I didn't send you my boots, did I? Like, good point.
Yes. If he sends you those boots,
yeah, he's like, I don't need him.
We're driving there immediately.
We gotta rally up. Joe's giving his boots away.
Circling the drain.
He gave away 8 pairs of SV2s because he's been saving them for 20 years.
AR Drew, I'm driving to Atlanta in April for the NRA show.
Yeah, let us know. So, okay, we're going backwards, but like the reason GunCon we were thinking about doing that because it was middle of the year, and there's a Arizona Tea makes my pee orange. I'm trying to think of a gaslight thing, but I guess stay on target. But yeah, we would love to meet up with everybody. The middle of July is like a good time. I always thought because it's middle of summer, more people could come out. So if people hear about, or maybe Patton figures out where it's going to be, hopefully we can all meet there. But if it's going to be in some crazy state, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. But
Yeah,
we'll see.
Russell, how many MM?
2.
Mm.
2.
Derek Murphy, orange pea sounds like a plus to me.
Why is that? Who is the Russell guy? Why is he brain damaged? Like,
I don't know. Garen Wilson, 99 cents for a color change? I'll take it.
Yeah.
it's like it's a feature, not a bug.
NRA, AR Drew says NRA times 10. GunCon is pretty small. NRA is over 600,000 square feet of exhibit. Shot is 800,000.
So NRAAM is pretty big. So
yeah, it is a big show.
Yeah, we'll say it's SHOT Show, especially this year. Normally we 10%, 20. We see maybe 20% of the show, if even. Like we kind of go to the booths we have to go to, but and maybe we'll walk around a little bit, but rarely do we just randomly mill about. But like we see 20% of the whole show.
You got to think too, like the only reason we went to Caesar's Forum really this year was Criterion.
But yeah, I got to email him, by the way, but yeah, just to make sure he wasn't mad at me. And he's like, why would I be mad at you? Like, I'm not, like, I love you.
I was just watching one of your shows, one of your videos this morning.
Yeah. I got to email Mike, by the way. He's such a good dude.
Trump tea, orange urine, good.
Oh, I want to say something I was excited about. I happened to find, I don't know people who care. I found more bootleg BCGs. For some reason, they've been super hard to find. And I found them over at, I don't know if I want to say, I'll put on Discord where I found them. But there was also a discount code. So not only did I find them in stock, but they're also 15% off.
They're overrated.
No, no.
What do you mean bootleg?
So Cody, as a lefty, you would love this. So what it is, it's
shoots more gas into your face.
No, God, stop doing this. I'm already hating it. It's the opposite of that. So it's basically an adjustable gas block, but at the carrier instead of at the gas block where it can like slowly collect up dirt and debris and stuff. So you can adjust it as the bolt's forward. You can adjust it at the carrier, so you can put a can on and adjust. Dude, it's fantastic. So instead of the gas getting in your face as a lefty, it's actually ejecting forward of you. I'll show you. It's phenomenal.
Okay,
it's that green gun. That's what I use on that one.
Andrew's saying he's doing SHOT again next year. We're going to be there.
Yeah, come find us.
Shoot us a message. We'll tell you where we're staying.
Yeah. Oh, we are next year, 100%. We are going to stay. So yeah, I got fired from like the schedule and everything. So like the wife took over.
You bring it up, and I immediately get angry.
The wife took over, and Jason was laughing. He's like, the minute like Walsh actual took over, we already have our hotel booked for next year, and we just got home like a week ago. So we are going to be at
Treasure Island.
And we're going to do a night where we're going to, so people who are there at SHOT Show, we're going to do a night where we're going to go down and just tell everybody where we're going to be so we can all have dinner.
And, dinner at the Golden Circle.
Yeah. And we'll just
Monday
hang
night
out
or something.
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be Monday, I think, but it'll be a night. We'll have one night where we're just going to hang out. So you guys can come join us too. So.
Croak says, what I liked about GunCon was how small it was. Everybody hung out at the same 3 or 4 hotels and at the venue, better networking.
I totally agree, because I think that was the nuttiest part, because we hung out. We loved the Bull guys. And like, I think Croak was so flabbergasted to like meet them and get to talk to them. But then we go back to the hotel and there they are just standing there. And like, oh, hey, like, oh, it's the Bull guys again. And they're just right there at the hotel with us. So it was pretty much getting to hang out with all these brands all weekend. So, and then the public.
He says, I got drunk with the We Like Shooting crew at the hotel before GunCon. That was a highlight for me.
Oh,
and Croak says, I think everybody got drunk with the We Like Shooting guys.
Yeah, Andrew, we were probably one door down from you, if not. I think Croak was going in and out of where they were hanging out, so you probably were with us. That's hilarious.
He says there are only 3 to 4 hotels in Grinnell. That Iowa?
Yeah. Like, that's what we're saying. Like, get an Airbnb. Like, there's not like there's like 3 or 4 hotels on the same strip, and that's it. So you'd be like, hey, everybody, we just hung out with, like, and they're all in the same strip too. So everybody's hanging out outside. You can just wave at them, be like, Hey, we're gonna do so and so. Like, okay.
You'll be surprised. I stayed in a corn silo that was renovated to be a house, and it was amazing.
Now I'm gonna look up
I'm looking it up right now.
Airbnb.
So
Grinnell.
I keep telling the spouse what I want to do is do one of those, like go to Airbnbs, but only the crazy ones. Where it's
Yeah.
like only the tree houses and the silo, like stay in a missile silo somewhere, or like some weird cave. Like, it has to be only.
Dude, that'd be an awesome YouTube channel.
Maybe we should make a YouTube channel.
When are you gonna find time to do that?
Have you guys ever done YouTube before? I've never done
Nope.
it. You learn how to edit.
AR Drew, Dooley from the AR-15 podcast tried to lure me to the hot tub. I avoided being roofied.
Whoa.
Those are good guys too, though. Hey,
yeah,
so
we like ARFCON guys. Spicy Snafu is awesome. For those Prepper Book Club and who else got the swag pack? Oh, AR Drew. There's tons of Spicy Snafu swag that was in those kits.
Yeah, he's part of the ARFCOM team. He's one of the cameramen that does stuff over there.
Cool dude.
Yeah. So hey, before we get too far into this, I want to let people.
We are too far into it.
Yeah, well, we're almost done because we've just been screwing around the whole time. Like, what about the 2A news and stuff? Like, we screwed around for an hour and a half. This week's video. Oh no, I'm wrong. I got my weeks. I almost totally gave you guys the wrong video. But I do want to say there is a video for the Agilite Reaper rig that's coming up, and they are having a giveaway. So if you want to win that, make sure to check out their giveaway. Enter to win that. It's over on the Agilite website. Nothing to do with us. Like we don't get anything. But it seems like something that's very popular, and people want to win that. So there is a giveaway on it. Maybe we can do something cool with that. I will also tell you guys behind the scenes, Jason and I have been working on, we got to do a little bit more seriously, a 50,000 subscriber giveaway. We're trying to do one big winner, basically win a whole loadout, if I can do it right, head to toe, like carrier, belt, like I don't know if we can pull off a helmet. We'll see what I can do, but maybe just glasses.
Maybe a bump helmet.
Maybe a bump helmet. Yeah, I could.
We're working on it.
So trying to do something cool at 50,000, even if we can't do it like line it up perfectly, and we're at 52,000, whatever. I'll
look at this. Croak says we'll know for sure next week, but looks like 100% PNT is likely to happen. Walsh,
dude,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a reminder. Those veterans that are out there. I was talking to one at work who only put in for tinnitus. He's a Marine who broke his ankle at boot camp. I was like, dude, all of that stuff, you need to go get looked and get stuff for that. 4-bedroom cottage with 2 indoor fireplaces.
I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Let's do it.
This is exceptional. And so a little bit of the story for Croak too. I'm a retired first sergeant, so we're on our way to GunCon, and Croak got nothing but berated about how he needs to do his VA stuff, and he does legitimately have ailments. And I'm like, dude, you have these things that were caught. Like he was at Camp Lejeune. I'm like, you have all these ailments that were caused by the military, and yeah, I think we can all be prideful and say like, well, that's for other people, not just me. Yeah, that means you, Michael Farley. Like, we're not joking. We're waiting for you to do your claim. We will help you. But people can be prideful and be like, hey, that's for other people. That's for them. Like, no, that's for you too. If you served and you have things wrong with you, make your claim, go to the VA. So Croak went from getting 0 for what, buddy? 25 years? 20 years. I'm not trying to date you or anything. But then be like, no, I should have been 100% PNT for this entire time. And that mini fortune was just missed out on because of pride. So don't do that, Michael Farley. I'm going to put it
wherever you are.
Yeah, wherever you are, we'll find you. Go do your VA stuff. And if one of you are out there and doesn't know how to do yours, join our Discord. We'll help you. There's so many people who are going through it, going through the process, kind of starting from scratch, starting from 0. All of us have done it. We will help you. Don't miss out on just because you're like, oh, I don't know, nothing's really wrong with me. And then you walk with a limp and you can't sleep at night. God, very frustrating.
Karen Wilson, my Army vet brother has burnt poop lungs. Yep. Michael Farley, there he is. Crap.
Yeah.
And Emerson's right. Yeah. You earned it.
Yeah. You better. Thanks, Emerson. You too. But yeah, Michael Farley.
He's got to call me out like that.
Yeah. because we're waiting. Like, you're next. It was like, all right, we got Croak, and then J Murph did his, and he's almost done with his process. So now you're next. It's not that complicated. Like the first Croak spent probably longer just like doing the first bit of the application, and then it just rolled super fast. He's like, oh, that was actually really easy. So, dude, worst case, get with Croak on Discord and he'll help you out. Like with me, whoever.
Yes, we did have to call you out. As Walsh told me, getting it can be life changing.
Yeah, think of it now, because now Croak with that life change, like Croak could just come hang out with me every day and be like, what are we doing, Walsh? Be like, oh yeah, you're retired now. We gotta work. I gotta do work today. Can't just go shoot guns every day.
I will. So there is kind of an update, I guess, something 2A related. The Prepared Scotsman, who's been very vocal about fighting for 2A rights, he says, a daily reminder from your favorite pissed off Scot to preserve and fight for your 2A rights. He has an email here from the UK with this firearms consultation. The government will proceed with giving police powers of entry without a warrant to seize firearms or shotguns, despite only 19% of respondents supporting it.
Wow.
So 80% of the people, 80 plus percent of the people don't want warrantless searches, and they just authorize in the UK to go and seize firearms or shotguns without a warrant.
Love that.
Fight for your 2A rights, guys.
Yeah. Video. Oh,
Das Rus. And using my GI Bill as much as I can.
Yeah. If you didn't do your GI Bill or you did a post 9/11, you transfer it to your kids, whatever you're going to do, but don't pass those up. And if you're in, make sure you're going to get the first sergeant spiel right now. Use your tuition assistance. Go get your CCAF. Go get your degree. Get all those things. If you let it, the Air Force machine will spit you out with nothing. And you're going to be exactly the same as when you came in, as when you left. But otherwise, you can use the machine to your advantage and come out completely set for life if you do it right. So, yeah. Screw over the system because it's going to do the same to you. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
Videos.
There you go.
What's up?
Videos this week.
I had removed some videos around, so I'd moved the FFL video that I was going to put this weekend. So this one's going to be the Primary Arms PLXC Nova. Interesting optic. I had it on the 6mm arc. I think that was probably a bad call to try to put it on an optic that can go out that far, because that was my main concern. I was like, this LPVO is maxed out at half the range of what this cartridge can do. But I want you guys to see it, kind of see what I thought was some strengths and some shortfalls. I don't like how it's a second focal plane 1 to 8, where you can use 1 or 8 when you're kind of pushing the end of like this. You're pushing the physics a little bit at 8x, having that much magnification, where it's not great and you're forced to use it because it only works at those 2 magnification ranges. So I didn't really love that. But I think there's that new one they're making right now, the RDB, Red Dot Bright. I think they got a lot of complaints about it last year, where the RDB now is first focal plane but has the same Red Dot Bright. So I think they've solved a lot of the things I'm going to complain about, but it gives you some answers as to why I would probably do the RDB over the Nova if you're looking at LPVOs.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That 2 to 20 is the best, though.
I do want to give a shout out. Walsh had told me that we owe this person, but we have been kind of angry towards HoloSun, I think would be fair to say. And we have a new contact over at HoloSun who has been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So big shout out to Daniel. Like I'll call him out. He's fantastic. I helped him out. He had some questions about night vision. He actually called me and we talked night vision. I gave him some suggestions about this. Connected him up with the Nocturn team as to get him a good set. But he has been unbelievably phenomenal in helping us out with anything we could need. So we're going to be testing out a ton of stuff from them. We have the Iris. We have the Raid with the new IR head. Like they have a new IR head. I haven't even got to play with it yet. I recorded a bunch of stuff for the Iris, and none of it saved. So we'll just do that. I'll do that again. Not a big deal. It'll be a great adventure. So just know. But yeah, a great team. It is awesome to be connected back up with the HoloSun team, showing some of their stuff off. and we do have a whole lot of pistols from Bull. We're going to be showing off too with a bunch more Holosun optics, and we're going to be doing another series on. See, Croak, you need to show up. We're going to do another quick video on comparing more pistol optics. So
yeah.
if there are some pistol red dots you are interested in, let me know fairly quickly, because I probably have 3 or 4 right now. I'm gonna try and get 1 or 2 more. I think the EOTech, the EOTech EFlex. I always heard bad things about it, so I want to test out myself. I probably have room for 1 more. So if you guys know of a pistol red dot you want to know more about, if we want to test it out, I'll get it. Not the Acro though. I don't want.
Garrett says thoughts on Gideon.
Probably Gideon Optics is what he's asking about.
Yeah. Croak says real trick with Holosun is getting Joe to like them, especially since he says FIL, but it's his son-in-law is such a big Swamp Fox Gideon supporter.
Yeah. I will say the Gideon Optics. I'm not want to be mean here. They were good. Like I would call them probably a good B tier. Like I don't want to. I think they were super nice people. The people behind the optics were probably I think they were absolutely phenomenal. The optics were within their price category, so I'll say that they didn't blow me away, but they weren't horrible.
Steve Brogdon says Sig Romeo X enclosed.
Sig Romeo. What footprint is that? I think it doesn't matter.
Is that RMSE?
I hope
or
so.
the Delta Point Pro? I forgot what it is.
Oh, that does look good one. Okay, okay. Who was that? Steve Brogdon?
Yeah.
I'm never gonna remember that, but you remember when you see it on video, like I made him get that, because I'm gonna be like, thanks, Josh. You're like, no, that's not who said to get that. Okay, I'll get that.
Croak says Gideon, Swamp Fox, CNH, all pretty much coming from the same white box factory.
I will. Again, I don't want to be mean to CNH, but I gave them 3 chances at bat. Did I give the optic to you, Jason?
No, I have the Siley.
Oh, that one's so bad. Like whoever if someone's telling you Siley optics are good, they're straight shilling garbage. That thing is trash. But the I was going Viridian?
Red dots.
Oh, okay.
Remember the Meprolite red dots we saw?
Yeah, I heard they're no good.
Yeah, I've heard that too, but the IWI guys love them.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of our viewers said that they have a friend who works for IWI, which I think IWI also owns Meprolite. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but the guy that works at IWI would not buy Meprolite.
Hey, Viridian is just the same Adiball, CNH, all the same ones. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah,
the same ones. So, I mean, there's kind of like this white box optic company that makes for all of them, and it looks like theirs is the same, because I can see by the housing designs. I mean, if you want that white box, go Adiball, because he just sells them for I think $1 more than it costs or something crazy, and everyone else is marking them up, and he's not. So, hey, okay, Steve Brogdon, I'm gonna remember your name. This stupid Sig optic is like $500.
Get it?
Buy it.
Yeah, no. Now I've already committed to it. Like, do you
Brooke says Zerotech needs more love.
Dude, Zerotech is good. Like they make some good stuff. I don't really love. They made a Prism optic I haven't got to talk about yet. I didn't love it because it doesn't really have infinite eye relief like some of the primary arms does. So
NX70 man says, how about a Burris Fastfire 4 or E? I don't see many reviews on them. Did they change the footprint on that? Because it was a doctor footprint. The Fastfire 3, right?
Which nobody cares about.
Yeah, nobody cares about.
Didn't I give you my Fastfire 3?
No, I have one, but I bought it.
I know I had a 3 and I just gave it to someone. I was like, I don't even care. So I don't know.
Josh says, Steve, do you feel a need in the future for HR? Let me know.
It's such a good group. Yeah.
Hey, we need to get Josh some of those stress balls. You know, like like
Josh
on.
Steve. Yeah. Okay. Get with me on Discord. I would love that. If I could just borrow it, I'll send it back to you. Get with me on Discord, and then we'll hook it up, and I'll send it back to you. Because I just want to show people what it looks like, and if you think it's a good optic, you can kind of give me your thoughts on it too. So yeah.
Russell Warren's my new favorite.
So I regret not buying that snowblower.
This person's my new favorite.
I've never even been to McDonald's. Okay, yeah. Hey, Josh, make a comment. Make a comment on YouTube so I can go in there and give you like moderator rights because I think it's gonna be way more fun.
So that snowblower comment reminds me. My wife cleared the whole driveway with the shovel yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Hey, you didn't want to use this brand new snowblower we bought last year?" She's like, "I didn't even try to start it." So like, I plugged the extension cord up to it, and it went boom, started right up. I was like, "Well,
Dude, so the Burris Fastfire 4 is still the doctor cut.
ugh.
Welcome
did they
to the
do that?
land of. Oh, that I put that right on the shelf with Seymour Optics, like the shelf of things I don't want to own.
The
what
Fastfire E it's the acro footprint.
Oh,
what firearms even use the doctor cut? Like
European ones.
that explains it.
Yeah, it's not an American thing. Yeah, nobody. Like you want to make a horrible optic? Give it a doctor cut.
Yeah, Europeans that don't even allow firearms. Yeah, they definitely need
Oh,
red
there's
dots.
Josh. He already put a comment up. Okay, I gotta see how I can do it.
Already?
Yeah, add as managing moderator. Yeah. Oh, what is that? What? So I can make him a standard moderator or managing moderator. I don't even know what that means, but I added it. I don't know what that lets him do, but we're gonna find out. People are gonna come back and complain in a couple weeks. Like, there's this guy running around saying he's HR. Like, oh, I know who that is.
Zach Fett snowblower. I bet he lives in Florida.
Josh, you have powers now.
The original Rock Island STK 100 used the doctor cut. Ask me how I know. The cut is terrible.
Mm.
That's one of those like, oh, I got a new gun, but what cut is this? Like the doctor cut. Like, what?
Maurice, wizard European countries, no freedom.
All right, that's
Yeah.
a good segue. We gotta go. You're
But
running.
yeah, we gotta go. We're over time, guys. We appreciate you being here. I love when we have live chats like this where we're just BSing and having a great time, and we lose track of time.
It was nothing of substance. But do your VA. That's what we remember from this. Do your VA.
Yeah, do your VA.
Yeah.
So reminder, we are here every Thursday night. YouTube, X, Rumble. So if you don't see us on YouTube, you can find us on X or Rumble, and we will catch you guys next Thursday.
We'll have a giveaway too.
Dios,
Make that one guy
enjoy the
mad.
deck.
Don't forget about that.